Happy February! Let's talk about some fun heart activities you can use throughout the month to have a little seasonal fun with your Spanish classes. Hey, it's Ashley, aka Señorita Spanish, where I provide easy-to-use resources to save you time and energy while you're lesson planning. If you're new here, I just want to make sure that you know that links to everything that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description box below. If you are looking for some great ideas to bring Valentine's Day into your Spanish class, keep watching. I have awesome ideas for writing, displays, bulletin boards, puzzles, games, and more you can use in your classes throughout the month of February. Alright, so let's get started with my personal favorite. I love it because you can level it up or down. If you have done the Turkeys of Thankfulness in November with your classes, it's kind of similar, so you'll see how you could kind of stretch your upper levels and make it really accessible for your novice students at the same time. I kind of think of it as like you have a piece of my heart kind of writing activity. So you give your students a heart and you can either give them the one with the lines already on it, or you can let them be creative and like draw their zigzag puzzle pieces on the heart template. Either way works. And inside the heart, they're going to write things that they care about, things that have a place in their heart. And so with novices, you can kind of front load this. Maybe you're going to do brainstorming on the board, brainstorm verbs, nouns, different things that they might care about as a class, and you're going to come up with a huge list of things to support them just on the whiteboard in the class before you let them work on their own. With your intermediate classes, they can come up with those things on their own, and you could ask them to kind of stretch themselves and write either short sentences or even short paragraphs in the different chunks of the heart. Another great option that I have for you for heart activities for Spanish class are these positive plates from Mis Clases Locas. I love Allison's blog for a lot of different ideas, especially if you're talking about planning a novel, and you may have seen her here on my YouTube channel before when she came and was a special guest to answer all of our questions about using a novel in your Spanish classes. But she has this blog post called Positive Plates, where students have a plate on their back and they share a piece of positivity about their classmates. The way that you can make this a little bit more seasonal, a little bit, more Valentine's-y, is you're just gonna make them heart-shaped pieces of paper instead of using paper plates. And you can cut the plates into hearts if you want something a little bit more solid for them to write on. Make sure you check out her blog post that I'll link in the description of this video to see more. Another heart-shaped activity that I have for you are these object pronoun puzzles. And that's kind of a mouthful, but I really like this puzzle. For some reason, our Spanish 2 unit around direct, indirect, and double object pronouns always fell in the month of February. And I found that it helped my students a lot to do some hands-on activities where they're putting the components all together. So the way these puzzles work is the bottom half of the heart is the sentence in Spanish, and the top pieces of the heart are the sentence restated with the object pronouns. So what they have to do is identify the pieces that they need and then put the puzzle together. And when they're done, they'll have a series of little puzzles that are all shaped like hearts that are a sentence and then the sentence with the object pronouns in place instead. And it really has helped my students grasp this concept firmly in a way that's kind of cute and seasonal and fun. The next heart activity I have for you is this Conversation Hearts matching game. This one is super fun to do for a warm-up or a station. The concept behind the Conversation Hearts matching game is really simple. They just have hearts and they pair the Spanish and the English. And if you wanted to give them a little bit of sugar, you could always buy the Conversation Hearts in Spanish. You can find them online. Depending on where you are located in the US, you might even be able to find them in your local Walmart. I've been finding more and more things in our Walmarts, in our Targets that have just Spanish available, which is awesome, especially when I'm planning lessons like this. I promised I'd have some displays and bulletin boards for you. Here are two of my favorites for this time of year. The first one is this bulletin board that says "This world needs love," and it comes in a bunch of different languages. So it's a really good option for if you are in like a department or if your school is set up in like a pod setting where all of your world language classes are kind of in a similar hallway, or maybe you've got the end of the hallway, or maybe you're a true team style where all of your classes are around kind of a shared space. Hang this bulletin board in that space. It is perfect because it's got French and German. I'll list all the things for you here, but it also has a bunch of different hearts in different flags from various countries, which makes it a great option for this time of year, and who can argue with that message? One more display I have for you here is this Tu Eres bulletin board. And if you've seen my Yo Soy adjective board, it's kind of the same concept, so I can use it for a word wall as well. But basically it says "Tu eres," and then it's got a bunch of different conversation hearts with little adjectives on them. So it's really cute. Again, seasonal, fun, and there's the candy conversation hearts again. Quick question for you. Do you like eating candy hearts? Yes or no? Comment below and let me know, how do you feel about the candy hearts as a treat? While we're on the conversation of hearts and Valentine themes, make sure you check out the description box below to grab my free Valentine's Day themed movie talk resource. I talk about it a lot in this video here, but it's great to use in a pinch throughout the month of February. Maybe you wake up one day and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to teach today. Grab this so you have something for a backup plan for that day. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see even more Valentine's Day activities, not just hearts, make sure you check out my video here on Valentine's Day activities you can use with your Spanish classes. As always, if you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified of all new content I create for you in the future. Thanks! I'll see you in the next one.